Hello everybody and welcome to our latest video in the series High and Low with Jack and Joe. Today we're looking at a very important issue, and that is an issue of suicidal thoughts. Now, Josephine during lockdown has been in isolation with me and my family, and she's coped extremely well with difficulties in knowing what to do to keep herself occupied. She's made some absolutely excellent recommendations for things that our friends can do. And she's been a really good support in a lot of situations for her friends as well. But one thing that's coming up in Josephine's life, and that we've talked about at great length, is the anniversary of her grand's death. And this has had the impact that Josephine is now feeling incredibly sad. She feels quite anxious, and she has said that she started to have suicidal thoughts. Now, what that has meant is she misses her gran so much. She misses going to her house, she misses her cooking, and she misses her gran's hugs, that in Josephine's mind, she's reached the conclusion that she wants to be with her gran on the other side, and that would mean taking her own life. Josephine and I have been chatting about this, and I've been able to give her some advice, but she's recognised that she'd like to reach out to a good friend. So we're going to make that call now to a good friend, and Josephine's going to get some extra support. Hi, thank you for answering so promptly there, Michael. Hi, Jack. It's lovely to see you. We're not our usual trip ourselves today. We've been having some quite intense conversations, and we just thought we'd speak to you because Josephine identified that she has spoken to Jack before about losing somebody, and that Jack quite often is able to give some advice and support in that issue. Just to fill you in on a little bit more detail, Josephine has been having some suicidal thoughts, and we just thought we would reach out to you and have a conversation, and I really hope that's okay with you guys. I just wanted to check that that was okay.
That's fine. I could tell when I first seen his call, I was really happy, and you both look a little bit sad. So first off, I think for both me and Jack, we're really happy that you've decided to contact us when you're feeling a little bit down, or if you're having some upsetting thoughts. And I know Jack has gone through losing someone, and he found it really difficult at the time, and I know that he got great comfort out of speaking to you. So I know for a fact that you reaching out to Jack is massive. So thank you, first of all. The other thing I'd probably like to say is that me and Jack aren't really experts when it comes to suicide or to mental health issues. But what we both do know is that when you are feeling down in any way, that the best thing you can do is reach out and speak to someone. So that's the first thing, is that reaching out to me and Jack is massive. So well done for doing that. And if there's any way we can help, I think we would like to. So have you been feeling this way for a long time?
It's crept up quite quickly on Josephine, to be honest. It was just in the last couple of days that she realised the anniversary date was coming up in a week's time. And I think it's hit her harder because, you know, she's had a lot of resilience during lockdown. But when you are weary of you know, things, and you're a little bit under-resilient, these things can creep up on you and really quite often take you by surprise, and your depth of feeling is maybe different to how it would normally be if we weren't under these circumstances as well. I know you said you haven't got a lot of experience in this area, but do you have any ideas of maybe practical things that I could do with Josephine to help her through this period?
Well, it's really funny you should say that, because one of the first things I think that I would say is that I think what you mustn't do is feel silly or feel any sort of embarrassment about any of these thoughts, because there is no shame or like I say, embarrassment around having these thoughts. They're quite common. And the reason why I know that is because today, actually, I got a leaflet through the door, and you guys might have had one as well, but it's well-being and mental health during COVID. And we've just been reading it. And one of the chapters is about struggling to cope. And one of the very first things it says is, thoughts of suicide are not uncommon. And I think that's the message that I think that we must get out there. So don't feel silly about having these thoughts. And a practical idea, well, it's suggested in the book, is saying have a hope box. So maybe that's something Josephine could do, a hope box. And what you could put in that hope box, Josephine, is all the things that either remind you of your grandma or things that you're looking forward to doing. And that might make you feel a little bit more secure and a little bit more able to get through these times at the moment.
Oh, that's a really lovely idea. I do have that leaflet in the house, but as yet we haven't looked through it, but I will do now. But in the meantime, I think Josephine and I will go and see if there are any items that she has with us here that she could put in her hope box. And I have a lovely box that you can use, Josephine. So we'll go away and we'll have a look and see if there's anything that we can put in that hope box. If you can give us about 10 or 15 minutes, Michael, we'll hopefully see you very, very soon. Here we go. This is Josephine's hope box. Thank you for waiting for us. And we've had some lovely conversations about the different things that she's chosen to put in, and I think that's helped us open up the issue a lot as well. So we've only got 3 things because she's in isolation with us and she doesn't have a lot of possessions here, but I think they are very, very important things in Josephine's life.
Brilliant. If you don't mind, would you like to share what you've chosen to put in the hope box?
Is that okay, Josephine? Yeah, she says that's absolutely fine. Okay, so the first thing that she has here, and she keeps this very, very important photograph in her wallet, and this is a photograph of her dog Holly.
Oh.
And she's chosen this photograph specifically because she's really looking forward to when she gets home and she can take Holly for a walk and take Holly to the beach and see how excited she gets in the sand and in the sea. Does she always get very wet and excited in the sand and the sea and make you really soggy? Yes, she does. She's really looking forward to getting home and taking Holly for a walk. So that's a very lovely picture that you've got there, and a fab plan as well, Josephine. Now the second thing, something quite special. Josephine has a holiday booked in a couple of months' time, and it's to go to Disneyland in Paris. Now this is something that she's planned to do since she was a little girl, and she's got these flight tickets, and when the airlines open and flying happens again, she's looking forward to going to Disneyland and having an absolutely wonderful time. And that was something she always used to chat with her gran about as well. So that's a fantastic thing to look forward to, isn't it? And this last one, Michael and Jack, it's really very special. This is a present that Josephine received from her gran, and it's an amethyst and rose gold bracelet that used to belong to her gran, but she gave it to Josephine and said, will you wear that on your 25th birthday? So Josephine has her birthday coming up in December, and she's really looking forward, in memory of her gran, to wearing that on her very special birthday. You've been keeping that back, haven't you, Josephine? So they're her 3 items, and I think you'll agree that they're very important items in Josephine's life.
Yeah, Jack's just said all of those things are really, really special, and that Josephine should feel really proud to have such special memories and such special things to look forward to celebrate her grandma's life. And I think it's a really touching tribute to her. And one of the main things that we do when we do lose someone is we have to keep their memory alive. And that hope box looks like it's definitely keeping the memory of our grandma alive. And one more thing that Jack said, he said that you've done the right thing by getting in contact with us, and you've done something really important, and that's the first thing you should do. But he thinks that the next step should be to talk to someone who's a professional about it. And if you wanted, Jack's happy to go along with you or help you make the phone call if that's something that you would really like. So I think that's probably some great advice there, Josephine and Viv. What do you think?
I think that's really important. What about you, Josephine? How are you feeling? Oh, she'd like to say a big thank you to Jack. She has realised that she loves her gran very much, but it is important to have things to look forward to, and she certainly does in her life. Would you like to take the offer of Jack's made to go for some help? She would really appreciate Jack's offer to go for a bit more professional help. So thank you very, very much, guys. We'd like you to have a wonderful rest of your day. And what we'll do, we'll tidy up our hug box, and we'll hope to see you again very soon for hugs.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, thank you very much for watching today. What we'd like to say is if anybody is struggling with any of these issues, then there are going to be telephone numbers and links for the internet that you can follow at the end of this video, and they will be very accessible for what you need. Please do get in touch. Please reach out and talk to somebody in the first instance, and they can help and support you through issues such as this. It's a big bye-bye from us. We're going to have a big hug now and a nice cup of tea, and we really hope to see you again very soon at a Josephine and Jack workshop. Bye-bye.